One thing that is seen both in the PU syllabus curriculum as well as the undergraduate curriculum of the university here is this split I mentioned about the creative pieces and the soft skill based pieces. What you see is that therefore you have a workbook which is largely around the skill development, and you have a textbook which is around, for me it usually represents an older Arnoldian, Eliot concerns about making humans more humane, or giving value systems, or sensitizing, the idea that literature will sensitize you. I will not question the foundations of that, it's not a forum for that. But I would like to ask one question. Maybe one line, you could just give a yes or no answer. Do you think the curriculum syllabus that is at your department section level is student-centered?
Yes,
mine is. Okay, what do you think is centered? Okay.
And also to respond to the immediate surrounding.
Okay.
Yes, definitely yes.
Okay.
They come here to. This is a course which helps them to, which they come with an intention to become teachers. So they definitely have to.
And it has to be.
Yes.
Okay. What do you think?
Yeah, I think ours too is student-centered, because initially when I joined, we were following a totally different syllabus. It was 4 years ago, and taking into consideration the requirements of the law students, definitely we completely reframed the syllabus.
Okay, one thing that came up quite repeatedly is that in all the inputs was that there is an emphasis on reading, writing, speaking. Sometimes the terms will be different, oral learning skills and all that. But if you look at the testing level, one doesn't see that balance that is intended at the level of syllabus formation. I'm not talking about the pedagogic level, but at the syllabus level, what we say is learning, speaking, reading, writing. In the testing level ends up as a pure, this is mine, you can contest what I'm saying, as a test of writing skills. One. Two, even if we say no, we do take into account through CIAs. What I would like to point out is the marks weightage that is there. That the writing paper takes at least about 70% of the load. Alright? While let's say we spend 60 hours in the classroom, in the classroom they may be writing just about 1 hour, 2 hours, all put together. Alright? So the larger chunk of the classroom interaction, if it is largely listening, alright, which anyway doesn't I presume doesn't get tested, and if we say that we did give them interaction, I'm sure that will be very difficult because of resources and other constraints to, out of 60 hours of classes, have at least 30 hours or even 20 hours to allow the students to speak, right? So then how do we test that when a good number of weight is not given for classroom interaction in terms of oral skills? How do we test that? And of course, last is reading. How does one test? Of course, one way of looking at reading is in the 3I exam or 2I exam, we are tested, alright? But doesn't necessarily test, for example, comprehension that is required largely. Let's say, for example, if higher education is about research, then how does one go about coming up with a paper in terms of comprehending ideas? So it doesn't necessarily test in those ways. So if I were to open up this way, that there is an intended agenda in terms of skills, but in terms of pedagogic practice, one doesn't see because whatever constraint they are, doesn't see the division that way, and the evaluation pattern also doesn't reflect the kind of expectations we say we do, right? How do you respond to it?
Can I just respond to your first question, that is the emphasis is on, in the evaluation pattern, emphasis on writing. Definitely we do have a lot of interactions, discussions inside the classroom, and which deals with various components. But I strongly feel that when you're speaking is in a formal way, automatically it will get reflected in the students' writing too. When we have, because over a period of time, I do notice within the classroom that a student who was in his initial days even very, hesitant to open out, at the end of the course is very confident in his writing. So I think that is as a result of the interactions and the discussions that we do have within the
One small
classroom.
intervention. How far do we, give that credit to the English teacher? I'm saying that the peer, other subjects, how do we know that that is exactly an outcome of the English language teaching class? Okay. You would like to respond?
Yeah, and I think we definitely have to take a feedback from the students too. I mean, I do that normally. I mean, once I finish a particular module, I definitely put it back to them as what was the learning experience and what is it they are looking forward to extra. And that is definitely incorporated immediately for the next stream to whatever extent possible.
To the second question, I think, okay, the first question, there is no equitable distribution that's there. But in terms of the first aspect that I described, communication skills, we have activities wherein we are grading them according to what has been specified. So all skills are given equal importance. So by the end of the first semester, we try and take a feedback from all the teachers. Here it is IO initiated, but all the teachers in the department do the evaluation. So they will get a feedback. Second is measurement of students' performance is when they go to the schools and perform, and we do get a feedback from the teachers or from the principals at school. So if they do well, it's a credit to us. If they don't do well, again, it's a bad remark for us. So we get a feedback.
For a BCA student, look at the profession that he is going to go into. A BBA or a BBM student is going to talk more. A BCA student is going to sit with a computer and work on it, right? For him, the skills that are required are very different. So the syllabus caters to those skills, and they do require this writing skills more because of the background that they come from. And with the first semester, they really struggle. But at the same time, these opportunities for them to do GDs and talk shows gives them a lot of confidence, instills a lot of confidence in them. And by the time they come to learn another language, German, and then technical writing. And
question is about, does evaluation reflect the kind of,
yes, of course, because the CA is reflect even.
The CA is only 50%, in that, not even 50%, 25% is 5% for attendance.
No, but thing is, see, when you are creative, when you have a creative exercise, that creativity is also tested there in the writing part, right?
You all would have heard about national curriculum now, we are all talking about it, and it has given us the scope to include any activity like listening passage. They can listen and the worksheet can be given, they could do that and we can assess that. They can also do theatre, we can assess them in groups, okay, so they have given us that liberty also, but obviously writing gets more weightage and we train them for those things.
Okay. You would like to